All right, Castle Rock, episode 3. I finally got to watch it. So in this episode, we found out that Molly was responsible for killing Mr. Deaver, which was ruined for me by a commenter in my comment section of like episode 1 or 2. I can't remember. I said multiple times throughout both of those videos, at least once or twice, I would say, that I had yet to watch episode 3. And he was like, well, wait, you haven't watched episode 3? This is what happened. Go watch it. It's like, thanks for ruining that for me, buddy. Thanks. The price of a YouTube channel, I suppose. But yes, that is true. She does kill him, which is huge. I mean, the fact that that's revealed so early into this show, I thought that would be, obviously I didn't even expect that until he ruined it for me. But I just would think a big revelation like this would come later in, but it's interesting that it was released now. And I'm looking at what she has more as the Shining now, more so than Firestarter, So I had originally said like maybe she has like a Firestarter power because I didn't really know what to think of her abilities. Her sister calls it like psychic thing. But I'm gonna go more Shining route maybe. I don't know. That's what it seems like because she's hearing voices really loudly in her head, and she's being haunted by ghosts. So this is very much more of a Shining thing. So when I was watching and she killed the dad. Of course, she's a child, so she probably wouldn't think about this, but she probably should have just shoved the oxygen tube back in after he was dead, so no one would suspect anything. Maybe he just died in his sleep, But I kill a lot of people, so I know what to do. And she dreams of this guy. I don't know how often, but she seems to have regret, which makes sense. But it's definitely implied that Henry does not like his father at all. Whether he's abusive or not, that remains to be seen. Maybe he just doesn't like the fact that he's adopted. Maybe he doesn't like the fact that he has to go to Catholic school. There's something about it. When his dad comes out and he's looking for him, he's angry, which he should be angry. His kid fucking disappeared, and that's scary, and every parent gets angry in that moment. But, Henry clenches his fist like, you son of a bitch. So he doesn't like him. Molly can feel that, and so she goes over and snuffs him out because she clearly has a huge thing for Henry. How that will play out, I have no idea, obviously, but I'm really curious to see why Henry doesn't like his dad. Like, what happened there? I hope they don't go like the super typical route, like his dad was abusive drunk or something. Like, that's so lame. That's so overplayed. Like, I hope there's something more to it. When he comes into her real estate office, she pretends not to know him, but then reveals later that in the episode that she lied to him and that, she divulges that she has this psychic ability of sorts, that she's empathetic to the point where she can feel people's emotions and hear their voices in her head. I thought that was interesting that she revealed that so quickly. That's yet another thing that I thought would maybe go on for a little while, but I mean, it's kind of just quick, which is fine. I think it just kind of moves this along. And now the whole now they've named Bill Skarsgård's character Nick in prison because he watches Nick at night and because he was locked in a cage, so Nick Cage, which I thought was cute. So now I think it's so messed up that they're treating Nick like a prisoner. Like, I think that is so fucked up, and I think that that's more grounds for the lawsuit. Like, that's more incentive for them to pay out more. I'm not huge on people suing and all this stuff, but this kid was locked up since a child. They fined him, and they didn't bring this to the media immediately. Like, this guy would have such a case on his hands. The fact that someone kidnapped him, then they found him 30 freaking years later, basically. and they don't immediately take this to the press. They don't immediately release him. They keep him in there, locked up, keeping him like a prisoner. They don't alert the authorities, nothing. Oh my God. He literally, like Henry says at the end of this episode, like, you'll own the whole damn county. He would. Oh my God, he could sue them so hard for everything that's happening in this. Oh my good God. But yeah, when I was watching that and the guard is he's like, sit the fuck down or whatever, like, and they're keeping him in prison cells with like, with a Nazi skinhead dude, and like, this guy, you don't know anything about this guy and you're treating him like this. Wow. Like, wow, this is super unbelievable to me for sure. But let's say it's true. Like, let's say this happened. Oh man, would he have a case? Oh, Henry Deaver would have a field day, man. The bidding would start at like 50 freaking, like $100 million or something insane in reparations. Oh my God, damages and all that would be astronomical. What they could get for that. Anyways, so she needs these drugs to tune her stuff out, and she goes to her normal dealer, and he's like, I don't have any, but you can try this guy up in town, and so she goes there, and there's this really creepy ass scene where she goes into this like kids night court, and they're all sitting there in these like almost like paper mache masks. They kind of remind me of Michael Myers' masks in Rob Zombie's first Halloween. It's a really creepy scene, and they like convict her to the death room or something, and she's just like, what the hell? And he pulls her over and he's like, just keep it up the act. But the kids in there, I thought it was going to be a dream sequence 100%. Like, I was like, it's going to be a dream sequence, and I was hoping it wasn't, because it was so creepy, and I was like, please let this be happening, and it was, and I was like, oh, how cool. But one of the kids says that their dads are all in Shawshank, and she was like, all of them? So I don't know if like every single kid's dad in there is in Shawshank Penitentiary, but if that's the case, that's very interesting to me, because then a lot of shady shit is happening in Shawshank. I like that there's so much focus on Shawshank. And then, yeah, the cops come and arrest her and put her in jail. I like the joke where the kid's like, how many minions did you have to kill to make that jacket? And she's like, 6. And I want to say the prostitute, right, is wearing that jacket. Am I correct in that? Like, I thought, like, she liked, because it's very yellow and it's very obvious. The prostitute that can unhinge her jaw is wearing her jacket, so she had to give it over to her. She was going to get her ass kicked. And then she gets out of jail, and he drives her straight over to the network, or the little TV channel that she's going to go on. That's such a bad idea. She's like straight from jail. This is like her whole career is hinging on this, and she's going to go there with like probably no sleep. The drugs that she didn't get, she's in withdrawal. Her mind's a freaking mess. She's around somebody who's making her feel even worse, and she decides to go on live TV. I guess if she didn't go on, though, and she blew it off, it would ruin her chances of being able to go back on there, and she needed that because she sunk a bunch of money into it. Because her sister, she took that money to do this, and I'm guessing if she didn't do it, she was going to be super screwed. So it was kind of just like a double-edged sword there. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. But she went for it. And I was really curious on how that was going to play out. I was like, is she going to like underperform and like fall apart and just like run off the stage or whatever? Or is she going to like pull it together and give this amazing speech or whatever? And it took it in a completely different direction than I was expecting. And she exposed what was going on in Shawshank, which then, Henry gets a call like a moment later from this new warden, and we need to talk, and she's all Miss Friendly now and offering him $300,000, and it's like, $300,000 for what you're pulling? Shit, are you kidding me? That is nothing. I love when she calls, there's an actual real phone number on the phone. Oh, I love that stuff. I know it's so minor, and I know nobody cares, but for me, that's a big deal. I like that Nick, we're going to call him Nick now because I don't know what else to call him. He doesn't even know what a phone is. And he's just kind of like, he puts it to his ear and he's so like sensitive. Like anything that happens, he's like this scared, lost little boy. But you know that in reality, he's fucking demon. Like, you know he's gonna be responsible for some bad shit. So this is all some playful little act, but, or maybe it isn't. Maybe he is a little boy and he gets possessed here and there by some entity or some demonic forces or whatever, and there is this scared little boy and he's more of a conduit of evil. And he kind of like goes in and out, which that's really screwed up, this poor kid. That scene on the phone when he's talking to him and he's just like really like his voice is so quiet and he's this scared little boy and he's just like, how many years old are you? I like the way that's phrased because that's more of a kid way to say it than like, how old are you? You know, like, it's like, how many years old are you? It very much makes me feel like a kid. And then we find out that Henry's 39, so that gives us some good math there for what year this is set in. And then he just says, do you hear it now? Do we hear what? Like, ooh, now I'm really intrigued on what that is. And then Molly returns home and she hears some noises, so she goes upstairs and there is a priest, which is, you know, she sees Henry's dad earlier in the episode as a priest up at the pulpit. And I'm guessing that's him again, but now his face is covered from, it looks like burns. It very much looks like Michael Myers' head dressing in Halloween 4. Like, he looked exactly the same. Looked like Michael Myers in Halloween 4 in a priest's costume instead of a mechanic's costume. And let me make sure I didn't pass over anything here because I was really excited about this one. Yeah, I think that's it. But man, this was such a good episode. What? Damn it, Hulu. Damn it, Hulu. I'm just so spoiled by like Netflix and series like that where it's just like I get the whole thing at once. This whole, like, I don't know, being on a streaming service, it's fine. It builds anticipation, but I still don't like it. I want episode 4 now. I don't want to wait till Wednesday. I was hoping they were going to release more than one episode. Like, people are like, oh, are they going to release 3 at a time? No. There's only 10 episodes, and from here on, they're only releasing 1 a week, so. Oh, man, I don't want to wait for 4. I want to watch it now. But what are your guys' thoughts? Now that we're here, now that we're on episode 3, and now that there's a week in between, let's talk about this. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think she has The Shining? Do you think we're going to get any, like, Danny Torrance or any, like, something like that going on in here? Or is she Danny Torrance, I guess, of the episode, or of the show? Yeah, just all your comments and your thoughts below. I'm really curious on everyone's theories, because those will be fun. Speculation will be fun. Now that we have to wait, we might as well speculate, right? All right, guys.